everyone. Welcome to the Hard Rim. I'm Travis Bruce, and today I have a special guest. So, you guys know I'm a huge Funko Pop fan as well as a horror fan. And I have my guy right here from Baltimore, Maryland. I had Jason Swoboda. He is the director of marketing for $7 a pop, also the Mystery Grill, and you guys have some of the best pop protectors out there as well. Jason, thank you for coming to the Hard Rim, my friend.
Hey, how are you? Good. Thank you for having me on. It was nice to finally connect up. I know you had to be very patient with me during all the con season we had, but I'm glad you stuck with me. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad as well, my friend. So, so tell for everybody out here who don't know, tell us about $7 a pop.
Well, $7 a pop. Chances if we have the number one, honestly, the number one pop protector in all of the business. We have pop shields. We have the pop shield armor. I just so happen to have one right next to me here, and it's got the magnetic lid on top. These are the nice acrylic thickness. If you have things that are armor worthy, they definitely go in there. Actually, I have another one here as I knock things over, but he's missing the Lucas Lee, but this is the Chris Evans signed Lucas Lee box. Lucas Lee's hanging out. What I had tried to do was get a prototype so I could pop that in there because I have all my Scott Pilgrim out of box. But this is an example, and I always like doing this. The sound. You ready? You ready for the clip?
Mm-hmm. Ready?
Wait,
hey guys,
like that.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah, so we do that. We also have weekly pop drops. We're one of the top, if not very close to the top of the Funko sellers out there, especially of old and rare, hard to find authentic pops. If you buy a ghost face from us, you're not going to have to worry about anything. In other words, if we happen to get them, if they last more than a second on our site on our drop days. And we also have our sister company, Mystery Grail, who does mystery boxes. It's weekly. We actually have depending on when this comes, well, we have them twice a week, Thursdays and Sundays. And so if you'd like to take your chance at mystery boxes, you can hit. And plus, we have a nice prize shop and everything that goes along with that.
And Jason, I was telling you before the recording, I've been a huge Funko Pop collector for 2 years, by the way. I already have over 2,000 Funko Pops.
2,000. That's more than a couple, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say you're in. You're dedicated at this point.
Yeah. And the first mystery box, or I say Grail box I ever bought was, you guys, it was last Christmas. It was a $200 Christmas box, and I wound up getting like $500 worth of Funko Pops.
Those are fun. That was Lee, the founder of $7 a pop. That was his big idea. We wanted to call it the stuffed stocking box. So that was the second year we did that. It is going to come back again this year for the holidays. So make sure you're following us, and you'll get all the details, and you'll see one of my YouTube videos talking about it at the time. And pardon my Baltimore accent, it's going to come out every now and then because I'm tired. So you're going to hear YouTube. Go down, go there, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that notification button. You go get that right there.
Yes. But the pop shields are amazing because one of the problem is like you have that nice Grail, and you get I'm not gonna say any name drop, but you get some of the other ones, the hard stackers, and the lids fall off. And you got to worry about your Funko Pop falling out. You got to put tape on it. It looks tacky.
Right.
The magnetic tops are amazing.
And some of the ones on the pop stacks will have that little injection mold piece at the very bottom that's pointy and sharp, and it will damage the bottom of your pop box. Ours doesn't. So anyone who's ever had them, people are always on the fence when I talk to them sometimes, especially when they first came out. They're like, I don't know, that's a lot for the protector. So I'll just give them one and just be like, here, just take this. And then they get it home and they're just like, you know what, I need more. You have any armors yourself?
I have quite a few.
Okay, good. You don't get a free one then.
I want to send me a free one. I'll take it.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, but they're great. I mean, they're worth it, especially like, my biggest grill I have is the original Letterface from, I think think it was from
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw
Yeah.
Massacre, the original one, the bloody one.
Ah, the
And,
chase. Yeah.
yeah, the chase. I mean, that's I think the PPG value on that's like over 300 now. I haven't checked it in a while.
It's up there. It was one of our mega grails last weekend. So yeah, that jumped up once they vaulted that. I believe a lot of the older horror pops now are going, and they're going to be re-released. They just re-released Jason, but they're not doing chases any longer. So the chases that are out there, the 2 runs that they did, that's it. That's all you're going to get of those for now. But it seems like they're sticking to that. So you got a good. That's a grail. That's definitely
Yeah,
a grail you have there.
that's the biggest, and I have quite a few, chases horror, but that's the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
And he is definitely in the pop shield because armor, because I don't want anything bad to happen to that bad boy.
Well, that's armor worthy then. I love it. I love it a lot.
Now, the way I found out, I'm gonna give another YouTube channel plug. The way I found out about your pop armor shields was there's this guy on YouTube, and I can't even think his name, but his name is Clint.
Franchise Kicks.
Franchise Kicks.
Yeah.
And he plugs your pop armor all the time. Says the greatest pop, and I was like, let me give it a try. So Clint definitely sold me on.
Yeah, he's a good friend of ours. Big supporter since day one. I got nothing but good things to say about him. Love Franchise Kicks.
I love Franchise Kicks. I mean, got me into him.
Even if he's a Colts fan, it's fine. It's fine.
That's right. He's a Cubs fan too. Yeah.
I'll tell you, I could deal. I don't mind Cubs fans. I was just, we're the game 7 got forced in the National League today, and that's tomorrow, and we got the one whatever, depending on when this airs, we'll see how quick you are. But we got game 7 between in the ALCS going on right now, so it's very exciting for baseball right now.
It kind of sucked that the Orioles got knocked out, but at the same time, who was expecting?
Yes, it does suck. It does kind of suck. Yes.
Well, who was expecting them to do as well as they did, though? No one.
No, it's certainly not this soon. I'm a huge Orioles fan. Really, I was really thrilled this year. I thought it was just a lot of fun just to go to the games. My son started going to the games. I got season tickets for next year. That type of thing. It's just I'm fully invested in it, and I like them a lot. I think it's a good group of kids, and I could say that because I'm older. I'm twice their age, so I could call them kids. But yeah, I'm looking forward to a nice sustained run and hopefully a World Series before I get too old. That's what I want. I want a World Series. I want to go to a World Series game. I want to witness it. I want to cry more tears of joy if they win. That's what I want ultimately. But in the meantime, I'll just go root for the Diamondbacks. So.
Yes, the Diamondbacks are the team that I'm cheering for.
Yes.
For. I can't. American League. I don't like either one of those teams.
If Rangers Diamondbacks, that's what I want to see, and if however it goes, I'm not invested either way. I'm not going to lose sleep.
Yeah, I'm just not. I don't want to see Houston winning or a champion. I'm done with them. So, how did you get into the whole pop game? I'm assuming that you were a Funko Pop fan, and then
my story goes back a very, very long time. I got my first Funko Pop, my first Funko Wacky Wobbler. It's been about almost 23 years now. So, I mean, I was in the old days of Funko. I was at Fun Days 2 that was in Las Vegas 20 years ago this week. I've been around a while, and I stuck around. I got inducted into the Funko Hall of Fame in 2007. I got the Lifetime Achievement Award in 2021, and yes, now I'm bragging. And it's been a very rewarding hobby because I've collected so much in my life, as far as like GI Joes, throughout the years, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, McFarlane toys, anything else. I've never had a connection to another group of collectors since then. We kind of started what they call the Funko way, where it was teaching. You just basically you show kindness to other people, other collectors. It's not about making a ton of money or just having something flashy. I've given away things that are maybe only two in existence to someone I knew wanted it more. I've given away protos to it's sometimes it's just about, the friendships you have, the connections you have, and what you put into it and what you get back with it. So I've been very, very fortunate to be there before Pop, see how everything was, especially with the Fnatic community, and to be there once it exploded around 2014, I think is when it really took off. And to go to I admit 2012 I was my last fun days for a while, and then I didn't come back till 2016. And the juxtaposition of those two events, fun days in 2012, it was still like around 230 people. It was under $100 to get in. And then when I went in 2016, it was over 100. It was like almost, it was over $150, and there are 2,500 people there. So there was just this huge, like, I wasn't ready. Everyone had told me, they're just like, "Oh, be ready. It's different." I'm just like, how different could it be?
Pretty different.
Yeah, and it was, and a lot of that has to go to a lot of the energy that Mike Becker brought into that when he came back in 2015, and he just, he brought back some of the old fun of the old days. Not to say that Brian didn't do a great job with it, but it was a different fun days. It was a different crowd. It was a different collector community. Now they're worldwide. There used to be like 100 of us on a forum called Wobble World and FunkoFanatic.com, and now it's like, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. It used to be this little niche thing that like we had. We did it, and it's one of those things you have to accept. It's like, well, it's not ours anymore. It's everyone's. So you can either, so you can either, resist it and then just become bitter, or you could just embrace it. And I decided to embrace it, and I decided to figure out what I wanted to do when I grew up. And I knew Lee for a couple years before $7 a pop, like before I joined them. I hosted an event called Fanatics Day Out, which is another fan event that is held every other year. We just got off FDO9, which took us several years to get off the ground because there was some stuff going on in the world since 2020. You remember that? I don't,
Yeah.
I don't want you to get demonetized for this episode, so I won't mention it. But it was, we finally got that off the ground. It was again another huge success, and it just brings people together. But I forgot what I was going with that. But anyway, it's doing all these. I met Lee. He donated a whole bunch of pop shields. I had a really bad day at work one day, and I knew he was looking for other people, and I asked him about it, and he's just like, well, he goes, give me a couple months, because give me a couple weeks. I think I have something better that I can do. And the opportunity came up, and I jumped on it immediately. I was like, yes, let me be me. It was the first time I got a job being myself. I didn't have to like adhere to, I didn't have to mute myself. I got a job because of myself, and I get to be myself. And that's extremely freeing. And I realize not everybody gets that opportunity. So I do consider myself fortunate, not lucky, fortunate. I consider myself very fortunate that happened to me. So that's been my Funko journey. So here I am, and I have 2 Funko tattoos here as well. So
that's an amazing journey. A Funko addict at this point.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm glad I'm glad I didn't like have an opportunity to work with them, like work for Funko, because if anything were to happen, I would have had to, get cover-ups on these, and there might have been, I might have had some yeah, I might have had that, but it's nice. It's nice to have that relationship with them still to this day. I'm friends with Mike Becker, and I get to talk to him. I get to see him. We work together at a lot of the cons that we do, especially with a lot of the celebrity signers that we have. And it's been very rewarding to see how I started bought a bobblehead at a Spencer's on a lunch break, and now I'm literally working in it. I'm working. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And now you get to go to a lot of cons, like, and you get to meet famous people, get autographs. Like, I have a Mike Tyson autograph Funko from you guys.
From the signature series, yes.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that when I was pitching some of the other stuff we did, but we have weekly signature series too.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Good segue. Good segue.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I did purchase that because of Clint, because you guys gave Clint a free one, send him a free one. He promoted it. I was like, I need that. So once again, thank you, Clint.
This is the franchise kicks appreciation show.
I'm gonna send all my subscribers to his show in a second. But if you like Funko Pop franchise kick, check that out. But how is it to be able now to, like, I go to a lot of conventions, horror conventions especially. How is it to be able to, like, wow, you're immersed with all of these famous people, Chris Evans, Mike Tyson, and you're side by side communicating with them? It's pretty amazing, isn't it?
It is. For like Mike Tyson and Chris Evans, I didn't get to meet them. That there's certain levels that, you know, they get invited to the show to be at the show. That's not to say that, I mean, look, we just had Dee Snider. We had Elvira last year at New York Comic Con. We had Sean Astin this year and Dante Basco. So we get some good autograph guests that we get to work with, and that's like really, really cool. I think me getting to meet Elvira last year was like it was a big thing for me. Like I was tickled pink. I couldn't have been more excited. You know, I talked to Run DMC, or I talked to DMC. Run I haven't seen, but I've seen DMC a whole bunch of times, and it's just like, oh my god, it's DMC. I'm just like, oh yeah, I know. I already said hi to him. But no, it's really cool, and you know, it's just getting to meet these folks, getting to be just, but we have to present ourselves. We can't just, like, professionally. We can't just sit there and just go, oh my god. And I did get a little like fanboyish with Elvira. So, but Cassandra's super. She was very, very nice, super sweet, and I was very complimentary to her. I was just like, you know, you're all the stuff that you've done throughout the years. I said, you've been a part of my, you know, my life. You've always been on TV or just some way, you know. And I did the same thing with Dee Snider. I got to thank him for his testimony to the PMRC back in the mid 80s. And I remember watching that as a kid on the news, and that had a huge impact on my life. And I got to thank him for it. So I was just like, you know, thank you for what you did. You know, you did the right thing. You did the good thing. And he was really nice about it. And you learn, if you just, they're human beings. They're real people. It's not like
they really are.
Yeah, they're not gods. They're just, you know, you just say, hey, night, you know, welcome.
Some
I'm glad you
have bad days too. So like some of them might be a dick one day because having a bad day. So don't label them a dick for having a bad day. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or you just say, hey, you know what? It's nice to meet you. Do you need a bottle of water? Can I get you a candy? I think I gave Elvira, someone brought me Tim Tams, and I gave her, they were mint Tim Tams, and she had one. She loved it. She goes, these are delicious. I'm like, they're great. Have some more. So, but that, you know, that was kind of cool. But, you know, it's nice that we're kind of known for that. We're getting known for that now, especially at these conventions. You know, going to San Diego, we had Corey Feldman. We had Ross Marquand. So we were, and Ashley Eckstein again. We had her, and they're all just super nice. And that's why they are there. That's why they have the lines, because they're super nice. They're generous with their time, and they really do like their fans. You know, we're not gonna work with someone who's, you know, not good to their fans or doesn't, you know, present themselves well. But yeah, it's having that level of exposure that we have now it seems surreal at times, I guess, is but it's really cool. I feel like I'm like, I still feel like a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I got to share a shot with Robert England a couple years
ago. Like
what
was the shot? What was in the glass?
It was straight rum, and but that's what he wanted. So I was like, Listen, he was buying me a shot. Robin was buying me a shot. I was like, whatever the shot is, let's go. And I got a picture of him and I taking a shot together.
That's
So like,
awesome. I'd
yeah,
like
so
to see if you would, you should share that with me. I would love to see that sometime.
I'll share it with you. I'll attach it to the email.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yep.
I'd like to see that. I always ask if anyone ever messages like, what are you drinking? Like, what type of rum is it? I haven't had a shot of rum probably in 15 years or so. It's been a while. I don't usually do rum shots any longer. I'm older.
I'm not a drinker anymore. Like I'm 41 now. I really don't drink as much.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more of a social drinker. If I'm out and about and someone else is drinking,
Mm-hmm.
really ever because I don't have time to go out. But poor me. But listen,
yeah, poor yeah. Well, yeah, like yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I'll have my times where I'll just have a couple just to relax, but you have to. I've discovered over the past couple years that the more that you do that stuff when you're out, especially at these shows and cons and stuff, if you go a little too hard, you're gonna bring back something else other than yourself. You're gonna bring back some sort of you're gonna bring back some sort of some no, because look, I mean